Knicks family, welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the big bro, Andre Jalil, of course. And we got Uncle Freezie from Blorange Tills in here. What's going on, family? And we got Eru of the Die Hard Knicks podcast in here with us. How you doing?
What's up?
Chilling. So, it's been a while since we've been here. We had a tough end of the season. You know what I mean? We went out in a way that none of us wanted to go out, obviously. And have you guys watched any more of the playoffs since then?
Yeah. I was a believer in the Hawks for a quick minute after they took game one against Philly. I was like, oh, all right, so we lost to a real contender out here.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way too.
And then they got smacked around.
Yeah.
We'll see how that series. Yeah, I'm kind of happy about that.
I'm done with the playoffs, man. I'm a Knicks fan, die hard. I don't care about no other team, man.
I want the Clippers to lose. I told y'all that.
Yeah.
Of course, we all know why you want the Clippers to lose. But we'll see what happens with that. I personally haven't watched many of the games, much at all, because once my team gets knocked out, it's kind of like I don't know how I feel about it. But it took a while, and I came around. I watched a couple games here and there. But I still can't watch the Nets play. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I can't watch them play. It's kind of whack. But anyway, one thing that we do want to get to at first is
it blasphemy if I say I want them to beat Milwaukee though?
Oh, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
I mean,
what's the series tie right now? What's the thing?
Yeah, I think they 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. I'm tired of Milwaukee. I'm tired of the Greek freak. He's not Greek. He's African. I don't know why they call him. He's from our way of Greece, but he ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing other than he is what he is. He can't shoot free throws. It drives me nuts. I don't know how these guys are stars. They can't shoot.
Those 10-second free throws are ridiculous.
Yo, and he's taking 10. And when they got him for that 10 seconds, it was like 12, 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody put up a meme that said that Usain Bolt, runs like the 200 or whatever it is.
By the time
by the time he finishes making his free throw.
Yeah, what you doing? What's all of the yo, get the ball up. Like come on. It's a free throw.
And you know how much time you got, but I don't know. Giannis is
I don't even think he want to shoot. I think he be doing that to save him the humiliation and missing all them shots. Because every time they call it, he don't be arguing no more. He just be like, here. He only want to take the second free throw.
I mean, that's something you got to work on. If you still taking 10-second, that's a turnover, bro. That's a whole turnover you get for that.
Oh, they count that as a turnover?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, get out of here. I didn't even know that.
That's a turnover. But I mean, I guess he's cool with it. You know what I mean? But Tibbs wins Coach of the Year, of course. That's something that we
clap it up for Tibbs, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man.
Tibbs did his thing. I personally wanted Tibbs to win it. I don't know if that was a little bit of a bias thing, but I also thought he deserved it. Monty Williams won the coaches voted Coach of the Year, but for Tibbs to win this one, I think it was well deserved because he took a team that was what this team was last year, and he
took Elfrid Payton to 4 and Reggie Bullock to the number 4 spot for home.
Fourth spot.
How did he do that?
Yeah, 41 and 31. I don't know how he did that.
Right, he deserved that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
If you look at Monty Williams, still got CP3, Devin Booker. Yeah. He's a killer. Ayton is playing. These boys is playing basketball. I like the Sun.
They definitely.
Yo, NBA Twitter was pissed, man. In the mentions and stuff, like they was like, "Oh, look at you, Knicks fans, blah blah blah. They only gave it to y'all because y'all New York." I'm like, "Listen, where were you the last 20 years? You know what I'm saying? You can't let us have nothing."
Right. The most improved player who was the most worst player in the playoffs. So, so what y'all trying to do?
Most worst player.
It's not like we was winning all this time.
Right.
What do you say, Freezie?
Oh, and I was just going to mention, man, what other team would take Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, Taj Gibson, Nerlens Noel, whichever one started?
Nobody.
And RJ Barrett in his second year, and a cast-off dude that played for 2 other teams before he got here, to a 41-31 record after the team was in the lottery last year, compared to Monty Williams, who has a top 10 point guard of all time, a top 5 shooting guard at his position right now, the number 1 overall pick in the draft, say from a
Yeah,
fringe playoff team
DeAndre.
last year to a team this year.
Oh, your sound went out, Freeze. Yo,
Freezy,
Can you
this is
hear
quick.
me?
there you
Yeah,
go.
I
There
hear
you
you.
go. There you go.
Yeah. I had a telephone call come in, man. It was one of the co-hosts of the Knicks Night podcast calling me, interrupting.
Okay.
Wanting some shine, probably. You know what I'm
I want some shot. Tell him I said
saying?
what's up, man. Tell him I said what's
Yeah, we
up.
did.
Love always.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, but as you were saying, man, for him to take this team to the fourth seed and the home court advantage with all of those things, a lot of castaways, guys that shouldn't be in the starting lineup, a couple guys, to be honest. But and that's no slight to them, no slight to them at all. But he did it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's another coach in the league that would have been able to do it or have the patience to do it at that. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of coaches do have the ability to, but a lot of coaches would say, well, if this is what you're going to give me, well, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not giving me enough to do it. And Tibbs made no excuses, and he took what he had, and he played his cards right. That's what you do. So, Joe, what else? What's going on, Joe? Of course, we got Joe in the chat. He's a regular over here, a regular Joe.
Yeah, regular Joe.
Regular Joe.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
This is a coach. Tibbs is a coach of the year. Anybody that thinks otherwise is for big hate for sure. Yeah. Tibbs is coach of the year. I wouldn't say it's not close because Monty Williams did a fine job. But if you look at the cast that he had, even looking what they're still doing at this moment, what are they up 3-0?
Yeah.
On the Nuggets? Come on, man. Yeah, that's you have a great cast right there.
You saw what they did last year, and they in the bubble. They went 8-0.
Right.
You're right, and even though they still missed it, but they still would have, they were undefeated. Which was
already been ill a little bit before CP3 got there.
It's no surprise.
Devin Booker's just taking it to another level now. He's putting himself in conversation with the rest of the guys that
boy matured a lot.
Yeah. He's and the talent has always been there. We know that about Devin, but everybody would always go to.
Yo, did he get taller since he got in the league?
A little bit. He's about 6'6".
Devin Booker?
Yeah.
I felt like he was shorter when he came in. Looked like he
looks like a short guy. He looks like he's not a tall player. He plays short. It's kind of weird. He looks like a short dude.
He got the Jimmy Neutron thing going on with his hair and
That's
stuff.
what it is. He got
that's right what it is, the Jimmy Neutron. But yeah, man, he's taking it to another level this year and putting himself in conversation with the young guys like Tatum and Bradley Beal and all of that. So it's well deserved, and he's got the right guy next to him running the show. CP3, of course, even at this age, is still just doing things that other guys way younger than him can't do.
He takes the pressure off of Booker too, man, because you don't have to worry about all that ball handling and taking the last minute shot. Chris Paul could take turns with him back and forth.
Yeah, and Chris Paul knows he's a floor general. He's a master at it. He knows how to get in the lane. He knows how to get draw defense in and get the pass. Whatever pass he wants to get off, he can get off.
So what you trying to say? You about to segue into what CP3 gonna do after this offseason?
Not necessarily, but we can go there if you want to talk about it. We can talk about the offseason.
Okay.
CP3 was one of the names that was mentioned in there as well as Oubre and Fournier.
Why is his name in there? They got his contract is up.
Yeah, because he opted. I think
he opted out.
He opted out. So
he had a player option. Yeah, $44 million player option.
So he opted out before he knew they was gonna go this deep.
Yes. Yep. I think that was during the Lakers series, before the series was even over. I think it was actually the day after we lost. Yeah, it was the day after we lost is when he
opted out that late. That was like
that early. Yeah.
No, he can't. No, he can't opt out, but he hadn't opted out yet. He can't opt out.
He can verbally. Right. Yeah. He's just telling them what he's gonna do.
Yeah, but if you CP3, it's twofold. For one, you don't want to keep that 1 year for $44 million and then go in free agency a year older, because ain't nobody giving you a bag when you're 37, 36, 37 years old.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
And then two, while one of the biggest parts of the news, when the Knicks lose, it's all over New York media. So you send the word that you might be available while the New York media is piping hot. You know what I'm saying? Because we clamor for off-season rumors.
Right.
Yeah. We clamor for rumors, all season long. So by putting the word out there that you'll probably opt out, only makes your case for free agency stronger. He even put the terms
Oh,
out there. He's looking
right.
for 3 years, 100 million. So that's just
Right.
him playing the media.
Yeah. That's him. And like you said, like actually, we see this every year. Players that include, well, sometimes they don't necessarily include themselves, but the media include them with the Knicks. And that kind of drives their number up in a way. You know what I mean? So it's been happening for years. It's nothing new. And so, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
Fournier's name is in there.
As interest, because I know that these guys are looking at some bench help. They're not, they don't. What I do see the Knicks doing, to be honest with you, I think I do see they will definitely address the point guard issue.
You see your boy's unhappy in Boston. He saw they tried to trade him.
Kemba, I mean, let's talk about that. How do you feel about Kemba? I know Dre, you've always loved Kemba.
No.
No.
I like when they were talking about Kyrie or Kemba, I would rather Kemba, and that was the situation.
Damn, I'm glad that didn't play out like that, because Kyrie is still playing out better than Kemba at this point.
Right. Well, I think Kyrie is happy, and Kyrie, like he said, if anybody he want to pass the ball to, time let it be KD. So now he's happy. So now he got to perform. Let's put up a shut up with this right now. So that's why I want to see if that's what they do with the next two. But as far as Kemba, like, here's the thing: the bar is really low for the Knicks at the point guard position. Right. So anybody is better than Elfrid Payton, as far as I'm concerned. I think as far as anybody's concerned.
Boy.
So if it's Kemba Walker is he's injury prone, whatever the case. I think he's a flawed general. I don't know if he's that defensive guard that the Knicks like, or that the Knicks need. He's not that big defensive guard. Mm-hmm. However, he could put up some points. I think he'll help in that department. That boy can shoot. He's Showtime. He's from New York. I always feel like it's a big deal. He went to Rice High School with some of my friends over there. So I was just like, hey, if we had him, that would be dope. You got a New Yorker there.
Well, he turned us down, though. So to me, I think he burned the bridge with that, man. He had a chance to sign with us. So I'm like, yo, that's where you want to be. So stay in Boston.
Yeah.
He shot the Knicks down like straight up.
Yeah, we had the chance to get him, but we ended up signing, Elfrid Payton and all those other guys.
I think he came out and said that he didn't want to play for New York, but I think that was because of him being from New York and the pressure and all of that stuff, and something along those lines.
If you scared of the lights, then
just say that. If you're scared, then go to church. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure how much, especially because we would have to trade for him. I'm not sure how.
Well, no.
I'm in that deal. So, and like Joe just said, nobody expected Kemba to break down the way he has. He's always healthy up until the last 2 years, and that's a fact. The last 2 years it hasn't been good for his record, especially because he's an aging guard already, and or in the league standards, But he does his windows closing if it hasn't pretty much closed already.
You already know who I want, though.
Right. Hey, if I can say something about the Kemba thing, though, just real quick. So the Kemba thing is polarizing in a sense that everything that Kemba is goes against everything that we want in a point guard, right? Yeah, so Kemba is small, and Knicks fans prefer a big point guard. Mostly prefer a big point guard. Kemba Walker is not an elite shooter, and the Knicks generally prefer elite shooting at point guard, right? Kemba also is not known to be a good defender. And for the most part, Knicks fans prefer a good defender. Now, Cardiac Kemba from a few years ago and UConn, where he can overcome all those obstacles with offensive performances, would make us, fall in love with Kemba again. But if Kemba, as is though, an undersized aging point guard on a big contract that doesn't shoot well and doesn't defend, may not be the best thing for us right now. Right. Our better option may be getting somebody out of the draft, or just going out and finding a steady stopgap veteran like a Malcolm Brogdon or somebody to man it until we can get or somebody that can man a position until we draft a guy or develop the guy we want to be the long-term answer.
Well, also to add to that, what they're saying about what they may do with the veteran is they're going to try to groom quickly. Like if we get a veteran like that, if we get like a Lowry or a CP3, what that does is that gives quickly time to learn from this guy, whoever that may be, and become that point guard that we love, because we already love quickly. You know, for a first year, he did excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, terribly in his first playoff series, but you really can't fault him for that.
Yeah.
One of the things I really that bothers me about that playoff series also is I do think it was Tibbs' fault for changing that rotation. I think you switched it up on him like all the way into the playoffs. It was like already there. Not only did he take him out again, he didn't play him at all. So, you know, like the rotation was completely different team.
And my issue with that wasn't really with who he took out, but it was how he took the rotation and changed it. I think my issue wasn't that he took Alfred out, because I didn't really mind it, but it was more that he put Derrick Rose there in place, and that took away the punch that we had off the bench.
Because that was our advantage all season, was that you might get 40 off the bench, you might get 50 off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nobody is scouting for guys off the bench. Because the pressure that puts on your starters is you got to keep them on the floor longer, and they get tired and they break down by the end of the game.
And
So
and Derrick Rose broke down. Derrick Rose started 2 games and got hurt.
Yeah.
2 games, bro.
2 games.
He said, Derrick Rose, all we asked you to do was start 2 games, bro, with our season on the line, and you got hurt in the second game that you started.
That's Tibbs though. Tibbs got exposed with that, because I mean, like they should at least put Alfred coming off the bench or something. They just totally trashed him.
Like he didn't give him any minutes, and you put all that pressure on D-Rose.
Then that one game, Frank Ntilikina had like 30 seconds in the game. He came in the game twice and played 30 seconds.
And played 30 seconds. I mean, he played a minute, and he showed up in two times in the game.
That's also because he lacked talent at the position. I mean, Quickly was stinking it up.
I mean, I with the Frank thing, I'm thinking, why not? If you were going to not play, no, I'm saying if you weren't going to play Alfred at all, then why only play Frank for a minute?
Seconds.
You know what I'm saying? 30 seconds each stint. Like I don't.
He has 72 games to prepare for that. You know what I'm saying? So like he can only play one way, so he kind of got exposed a little bit with that. If I could touch on the Kemba thing too, man. Kemba only plays one way. So if he comes here, the Knicks kind of play like a pseudo kind of like triangle kind of thing. They got Julius Randle. If we play the exact same way and we was to plug Kemba in there, I don't think Kemba would function well.
Kemba's not
the way that we play.
Not that guy for the Knicks. Just like you said earlier, he's not the defensive guy we need. He's not the scorer. But like I said, as far as the height and the size and the shooting, I feel like we get all of that in Dinwiddie, and I don't think we're spending a whole lot of money on that. Like Dinwiddie is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And for that
player option this year, and I really, really, really hope.
Lord Jesus, I hope he turn it down and come to the better side of New York. You know?
He's another one though, man.
That's the one reason.
It's another one. What?
That's the one reason I want them to win the championship.
What?
Why? Because you want him to leave after they
be like, I got what I wanted.
Right, and he could bounce.
Yeah.
Okay. He ain't really gonna be like he got it.
Well, he burned his Nick bridge too, man. What with the chirping back and forth with the whole crosstown rivalry stuff.
Yeah. Nah, but that's all weird under the bridge. If he see that money and he get to stay in New York and he ain't got to move nowhere.
Dinwiddie's fun, man. He's a fun guard to watch play, and he's a bigger guard than usual. And as we know, Tibbs loves those guys that his guards that are bigger than the other guys. You know what I'm saying? It's especially height wise. So
what's regular Joe with the Jims and Joes? What's he talking about now here?
Oh no, he was talking about Monty. He was saying Monty's great. He said Monty is great, but Monty has the Jims and Joes. Tibbs has a roster.
The Jims and Joes is like we keeping up with the Joneses kind of a
kind of thing.
No, I think what we mean is so. For instance, what happened with Tibbs this year is clearly Tom Thibodeau didn't have, because it's going to be two ways how you win. You win with X's and O's or Jimmy and Joe's, right? And this year Tibbs didn't have the Jimmy and Joe's. He didn't have.
He had the X's and O's.
But he used his X's and O's, old school basketball, to create a clear baseline. If we hold them to 105 or under, we can win. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically the approach with it. And then we ran the classic pick and roll offense. We ran 2 things: classic pick and roll and mid high post with Julius Randle. Kicking out of double teams when the double team come. And so we didn't have star players, so we didn't win with Jimmy and Joe's. But we hope to get. What's that, Moss?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to let you know I wanted to ask something when you were done what you thought. I didn't know if you were
No, go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
So my question is this: I know that we got to focus on the wing, and I think we got to focus on the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
But one glaring weakness we had, which we already know because we were missing Mitch Robinson.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need a big scoring center. I don't know if I don't think they need to be a star because if you look at these teams, let's say we beat the Hawks, right? Now we're going against Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine we going in there with what's his name?
Nerlens
Noel. Like, we don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I don't care who we have at point guard or who we have at the wing. We need, like, don't we? Y'all feel like we need to go after somebody, or is Mitchell gonna be that guy, or do we back him up with another? I mean, I love our guy.
Well, I want to hear it though. What scoring centers are you targeting? Are you looking at?
You already know
I'm not even saying
my name that he be talking about for the past month and a half.
Who, me?
The same name I've been saying.
Who's that?
He's saying the same name I've been saying. Carl Towns.
Well, yeah, I've been saying that.
Carl Towns, okay.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
Right.
But then that's just how the whole team changes.
But they'd have to. The only reason why I don't really look at Karl Anthony Towns is and not because of him, but just because of what would have to move in order to get him. You know what I'm saying? And,
I mean, they could have Frank. They could have Knox.
No. Look,
they can have Frank and Knox. Give him.
We could give him anybody. I don't want to go there with that because
give him Alfred, give him Frank, give him Knox.
We could give him Alfred, Frank, Knox, Reggie. Like they're not gonna want all that. They
but we got 16 draft picks over the next 3 seasons, right? So we have two first this year, 1 first in 22, 2 first in 23. So we got 5 first round picks in 3 years. And then the other 11 picks are second round picks. We have 8 of them in 2023. So what you can do is if you can give them a whole bunch of draft picks because you're not putting 16 new players on your team anyway.
Right.
So you can either consolidate. Did you see the pick and roll against the Hawks in the playoffs? When Derrick Rose turned the corner, they tracked Derrick Rose because they know Nerlens Noel can't catch a basketball.
He can't go and catch it. And
he can't catch for nothing, man.
Yeah,
he can't catch for nothing.
And I mean, I know Mitch would have changed that a lot. Mitch would have changed that a lot if he was there. But I mean, I've said it here a lot. And this is no shade at Mitch. What is the next stage? Is this all we're gonna see, or what is the next stage? Because we're going into year 4 now.
That's part of my question. Because even Mitchell Robinson to get a rebound right there and be looking all out. You know, he
won't even look at the run. He don't even look at the run.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's turning completely around a lot of times.
What he does, that also bothers me is he'll grab a rebound and he'll be 5-6 feet away from the rim and he'll still try to jump from where he is and dunk it.
Right.
Instead of shooting it. It's like, you got to look at a jump shot at some point.
So now let's say this.
Or how about improve your footwork? Because of drop.
Well, so now we talk about the coaching.
Right.
Now we talk about coaching.
Dribble the basketball.
Yeah,
once, at least once. You know, put it there. You know, to get you some space.
Yeah.
He doesn't have none of that. You know.
So, but you know, we don't know what the coaching staff is doing with him because he's been injured and he's been hurt for a lot of the time. So we don't know. I'm hoping that's what they're focusing on, or whatever the case. Or look to score. Put him because I don't have a problem with Mitch if he's grabbing these rebounds and he's going back up.
This is the problem that I see. Mitch having.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Joe.
Yeah,
that was the problem with the Knicks.
Yeah,
is that we couldn't even score on Capella.
Right.
Capella's good though.
I can't say. Well, I can't.
Nice,
well, can you see Mitch? Like can you see Mitch going on? Can you see Mitch going on Capella?
Yeah,
on his own. With no.
I mean, if he wanted to.
I don't know. If you give Mitch the ball in the post, I don't know.
It would have definitely been a better matchup, definitely.
Yeah, no. Better matchup for sure. I'm just saying in terms of going forward.
Gibson scored when he wanted to. When he went at it,
in a way,
he was giving at it. You just got to be aggressive down there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like my thing with Mitch is I seen Mitch a lot where his strengths are, of course, when he's attacking the basket, but when he's not receiving the ball. The only other time that he's very, very, very strong is when he's off the offensive rebound. Because when he catches the offensive rebound, he's almost unstoppable under there. He can get almost whatever he wants. He's either going to get a foul or a basket once he gets the offensive rebound. But outside of that, if you throw him in the post, I'm not sure. I'm confident that Mitch can just throw, especially a defender like Capella. You could throw him into a post and do something with him. I gotta see a little bit more with him. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing too, Mitch is, and the other thing too is Mitch is shooting 41% from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a killer.
That's concerning. So even if he does go strong, even if he does go strong and you foul him, you still not guaranteed to get at least, because at least you want to at least get one of these free throws, bro. But when the percentages say you're not even getting half of your free throws.
Right.
So this is my question now. So that leads to, let's say we shifted the focus from point guard and wing. Let's say it is Karl Anthony Towns, right? Do we need CP3 at the point guard? You know what I'm saying? Or do we still need that guy? Or is Kemba sufficient for the Knicks if we got like a Karl Anthony Towns, whether it's Karl Anthony Towns or whoever, or do we need that wing? I still think we need that wing. You know what I'm saying?
I think the point guard is more.
You see how Karl Anthony Towns goes at Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
and that's the fire we need. Like that's. But
Cat is in Embiid's pocket, man. You saw when they was fighting and whatever.
Yeah. But still, it's still a thing there. Like he's going at him in the playoffs at every game. He's gonna try to get the leg up on him. You know what I'm saying? And Joel Embiid is gonna somebody's gonna get in a foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody's gonna pick up fouls, and there's gonna be this whole big thing. So it's gonna be a big part. So we still need a floor general. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think and that's what I was gonna say. I think as much as we need Cat, I think we need a floor general more than anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's been so long. It's been so long since we had a floor general that's, we can lay our hat on and be like, yeah, this guy's gonna take care of us every, night in and night out.
And who's that? If it ain't CP3.
No. Oh, you talking about who is that we will bring here? I mean, to be honest with you, there's about 4 guys in this free agency.
Don't say Lowry, please.
No. And then this is including Lowry. There's about 4 guys in this free agency alone that is miles ahead of the point guard, any of the point guards we had in the past 10 years.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't want to sit here and talk about what guys are available and how good they're not, because they still better than anything we've had. And to be honest with you, we don't need exactly CP3 to be successful.
This is what I'm saying, because if you look at the team we had, so you know what happened in the playoffs? We were exposed for the team we were in the regular season. Like the regular season we were expecting, that team showed up in the playoffs. That's what happened. So we got our hopes up because we got the 4th seed. Mm-hmm. And these dudes came up in there, and then Thibodeau even got scared. He folded and then he moved things around and stuff like that. So again, like you said, no, we don't need. It doesn't need to be a CP3.
Right.
We need a more sufficient scorer, somebody who can handle the rock, whatever. Because what they keep doing is driving me crazy. They keep letting Julius dribble the ball.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he did that for the whole season, though.
And it's like, dude, they're not gonna let you just do whatever you want.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna let you do that in the series. And that's what we expected. What we expected to happen defensively, like the way teams would guard us, is what really happened in the playoffs. We didn't think it could happen because it didn't happen all season. Because all season, everyone knew if you double team Julius Randle, there's not much offense outside of that.
They knew it. That last game when Clint was talking that shit, he was like, "Yo, you're gonna be tough and back it up," and they ain't back it up. Like they knew they had our number.
They knew.
Because they was we got the recipe. It's a wrap.
When you got guys, and this goes back into what I was kind of my bad, Freezie. But that's kind of what I was going back into when I was talking about Fournier and Oubre, in terms of those guys that are not necessarily stars, but those role players that could, if they're on the court with a Trae Young on them because they're trying to hide Trae Young somewhere, they can attack him. You know what I'm saying? And that was what we saw. There was a bunch of times where you had guys like Reggie Bullock. They would throw Trae Young on Reggie Bullock, and Trae Young would Reggie Bullock would get the ball with Trae Young on him, and he'll do a head fake.
Yeah, Freezie.
And then he'll pass it back.
You saw Reggie Bullock with that travel that game?
Yeah. He's not a ball handler, bro. That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm saying. Man, we blame Julius Randle for a lot of stuff. Yeah. But man, when you have a guard that can't dribble, bro, come on, bro. When you have a center that can't catch.
Let me tell you something. All right. This is the next one, Josh. If you don't mind me segueing into this one, Tyler, to the wing. They got Oubre's name out there.
Mm-hmm. That's the other guy. That's the other guy I just said.
I like that. Can I explain why?
You were a big fan of Oubre. Go ahead and explain why you.
I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, if you look at Oubre, like the one thing I cannot stand about Reggie Bullock is his lack of aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Like the brother could shoot, the brother plays good defense. He
Yes.
did a good job on Trae Young. He does a really good job against James Harden, a lot of stars. He ain't scared of him. I love it. Westbrook, all of that. I could dig it.
Yeah.
But the boy got so many shots blocked doing layups on the fast break. Now Oubre's not doing that.
All right.
Yeah, Ubi's gonna bang it on you.
Oubre is he's going to throw it down on you.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. Like the boy, he ain't an outstanding shooter, an outstanding 3-point shooter. But again, I don't think he absolutely has to be because he's so aggressive. It seems like in his mind, he's going to go dunk it on you anyway if he can.
Yeah.
If it's there. If the shot's there, he's going to take it. Because Oubre reminds me a little bit of a Julius out there. You know what I mean? Like a little nutty. They might do something stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not like the highest IQ, but he's going to flush it on you. And then that
You can only have but so many of those guys on your team.
Yeah, and Dre, you gonna play 3 left-handed dudes on the court at the same
I
time?
was thinking that too. I don't know.
Bro. You got 3 left-handed
But that might be an
dudes.
advantage. That might be an advantage.
It looked like
It wasn't an advantage in
Well, RJ, don't get me started.
I know you and RJ, but I mean
I'm not a big RJ believer.
let's be honest.
I think he got time, but
Yeah.
I'm not all.
Oubre's nickname is Tsunami Poppy.
Tsunami Poppy.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. Tsunami Poppy. I'd have got he come to New York. I'm like this. First of all, we not calling you Tsunami Poppy. Right?
I ain't calling Tsunami nothing. Poppy.
Get out of here. Tsunami. That's out. No commercials with that. You see, he got the commercial.
What's going on, Toon? Toon was the first person who mentioned the Oubre thing before the news came out. So he gonna make sure everywhere he go that he was the one that put it out there in the atmosphere. So
I mean, again,
I like Oubre, but I'm gonna be honest with you. My thing is, I don't want him as a starter. And that goes for, and this is kind of why I'm okay with bringing some of these guys here because I don't
Norman Powell
start them. You know what I'm saying? Norman Powell is a name that I would definitely go after as a starter. You know, a 2 or 3 or somebody at the wing that can alternate with RJ at the starting position with the 3 or 4. But you know, I don't really see Oubre as being that starting piece because when you have guys like that who have played on teams where they could be a championship team or with championship caliber players, and then they don't want them after they play there. I don't want nothing to do with those guys.
You think is that what Golden State said?
They didn't say it, but they didn't bring him back. They're not bringing him back. So I mean, they don't have to say much.
Well, they're not bringing him back because Clay coming back, huh?
Yeah, they got something weird with their salary cap or something like that. But they didn't want to spend so much because they got to pay some kind of tax or whatever.
I don't think it's so much about they don't want it back. Go ahead, my bad.
They were facing the repeater tax for the 3rd year in a row.
Oh,
because you do it when you in championships, it's okay to pay the tax because you the champ. But when you're a lottery team, you don't want to pay the repeater tax.
You don't want to waste that time. That's right. That's facts.
So that
might be a big reason why they're letting them go. But
right, because I mean, Son is nice, but like superstar, it's kind of like what you doing with that. If you got Clay coming back. If Clay ain't coming back, I'm thinking they're keeping this dude.
And Wiggins. Wiggins.
They might have to trade Wiggins too, because of that repeater tax.
Yeah, wow, whatever reason Wiggins doesn't excite me as far as I don't know what it is about Wiggins. But what you were saying, Cap, I think that I feel like if Coach Thibodeau could do it with the squad we had, I feel like we talked about the coaching staff. You know what I mean? These boys did that. So we was just almost we lucky.
I need some IQ players, man. I think
I hear
we need
you.
More of those. We need more of those.
I take Norman Powell if it ain't gonna be Oubre though.
Yeah. Of course. Because if more than anything, we need someone who can put the ball in the basket on all 3 levels. You know what I mean? And not just a 3-point shooter like Reggie. Not just as someone who can attack at the paint like RJ, so it's easy to guard him because you know where he's going after the time. You need someone who can score on all 3 levels. You know what I'm saying? And we have none of those guys. And guys who can do it, like Julius, he doesn't do it consistently enough to be clearly you see if you double team him, you see what he could be. But
we can't take Dylan Brooks at the small forward. I love that dude.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there I can say we can take, but we'd have to trade. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are, if we want them, then that means that they're valuable. And if
See, Dylan Brooks got that you know what I mean? Like that's
like I always say, man. If there's players on this team we're willing to give up, if we're seeing that, then NBA teams saw that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to suggest a lot of trades and because the reason why we don't see a lot of trades that we suggest half the time is because there's no way that these teams are gonna look at these guys and say, yeah, I'll pull that trade off. Nah, right. You know what I mean? I don't see, especially with guys like Frank and Knox. And this is kind of why
we got World Wide West now.
It's not that easy, bro. It's not that easy. It's just not that easy. Teams are not gonna say, you know what, I'll lose that deal. Come on. Thanks.
Right. Because you're World Wide West. We just gonna
thanks, Wes. I'll take the shit in it.
Yeah.
You know, but more than anything, that's kind of why I do want us to take advantage of our picks. I know a lot of people have said, I've heard the notion that the Knicks should trade. Yeah, well, not even that trade up, but trade these picks for stars or players. You know what I'm saying? Because we have these assets. Let's win now. Let's do it now. And I think there's a lot of positions that we can shore up for free in the free agency, and not in the free agency, but in the draft. Like you said, 16 picks in the next 3 years. There's a lot we can do there with with guys that can be that scoring big.
You said we got 16 picks in the next 3 years?
Yeah. It's five
first and second round.
There's only 15 roster spots though, because we already got guys under contract.
We're gonna have to trade.
Well, I mean, a lot of guys ain't coming back. A lot of guys don't have contracts for us this season.
A lot of guys we don't want back.
Right.
Which is perfect.
Right.
And then you got Walt Perrin here as well. I think we have more than anything. We have a lot of the guys who have done well in scouting and drafting and development in other places where I'm comfortable enough with them making leaps. If you look at what Obi and Quickly have done in their first year, the leaps that they've made in their first year compared to what Frank and Knox have done, and that's not to disparage them, but just to look at the difference that the staff has made within that a lot of time. I believe that if we had this staff, we're not drafting Frank in that draft. I fully believe that we probably would have drafted Donovan Mitchell, because Walt Perrin was the guy that worked for the Jazz that helped them get Donovan Mitchell with that. So I'm
trying to get my blood pressure up right now.
No, I mean it's just these are the things we can look forward to, not just trades, but also drafting and developing, which is something that we're not used to seeing happen well in New York. You know what I'm saying? And to do the things right that, handling a team like the Denver Nuggets. And not a lot of those guys were traded there in free agency. A lot of those guys were drafted there, and, they made the right moves, and, they kept them there for a while. Will Barton's still there. He's been there for freaking ever. You know what I'm saying? But, that's the kind of team that I would like us to be when it comes to that. Just looking at what you said in the chat. Okay. Done some of the contract. Yeah, we know. Yeah, so there's a bunch of guys. You guys have any other people that you guys had an eye on in free agency, or any guys in the draft that you're interested in?
I don't care about the draft this year, man. I didn't look at any college games. There's nobody that really sticks out to me.
21st, 21,
19.
Yeah, 19 and 21. To me, I'm one of those guys that I feel like we just need to because our main thing is that we have cap space, so we definitely got to use the cap space. So once we use the cap space, I think maybe tacking on a pick to another player to try to get somebody else that will help out for now, because we're talking about 16 picks. So if we mortgage a little bit of it now, we still keep some in the farm for later. So that's the way I'm thinking with the whole thing.
Right. I have a little bit of a different thought process when it comes to the draft. I think if you like a certain type of player, then this draft right here is the one that's for you. But you'd have to be patient with that player. Like for instance, I think the Knicks need to get a big athletic wing player to guard cats like your Kawhi Leonards, your Paul Georges, your LeBron James, your Kevin Durant's, your James Harden. And this draft here has just guys that are 6'9", 220, with the high verts and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That can be the athlete that we can throw out on the floor against other athletes. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we have firepower to move up in the draft to get some. or we can trade back and get others. So I think that the front office did an excellent job in terms of loaning us up with assets that if we do decide to make a move for a guy that we like, even if somebody beats us to it, at least this year, we can be in the dog fight to make the move if we wanted to. In prior years, we were crippled where we saw a guy that we liked and we couldn't get him and then had to settle for a guy that fell to us. So at least we have the assets now to be aggressive. Now we're bringing money to the dice game. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those deals where regardless how you feel about the draft, whether you love it or don't like it, you can at least be a player if you choose to.
Yeah, our record helps too, man. Being 41-31, that gives us firepower too, because it's not the same old Knicks like before. They know that at least we're trying to win. You know what I'm saying? So that'll give. I was talking to State. It's just that the last few years we was picking at the bottom of the barrel. Free agents. Then the next year is a little bit better. We got Reggie Bullock and Burke and these guys. So now hopefully this season we'll be in the up. A different pot to pick from. So we can continue this forward moving.
Do I have a legitimate fear that we don't have anybody to trade? Like we don't have anybody to trade. Like we losing everybody, right? So like we have to build through the draft or through our free agency. Like it's not like we have any. Like we got Obi, and people are talking about trade Obi, and like I'm like I believe in Obi. I think Obi needs
trade Obi, man.
Right. I just think that'll be a bad move. I think it's unfortunate that he is behind Julius Randle at that position. I don't know if they could finagle something, but if Julius is the star, this is what the kid's going to have to deal with for the next 3-4 years, whatever the case may be. But it's a legitimate fear that we don't have any assets to really trade. Like if somebody wants to do a sign and trade or something like that, we don't really have anything unless we have the draft first and then we make moves like that.
Well, this is what I'm looking at right now. Let me put it up on the screen. So it says right here that this is get this stuff up out of here. All right, so it looks like the future cash is allotted to Julius Randle, RJ Barrett. Doesn't look like these guys are on
we don't have a lot of big contracts.
Yeah, which is why we have $50 million in cap room this offseason. You know what I mean? $5 million going to Obi. We still got another year of Kevin Knox. Luka Vildoza is here. We got Emmanuel quickly. We got to see what we're going to do with this option with Mitchell Robinson, of course. All these pop-ups. Jesus, come on.
Pell too. Pell's still on the contract.
Yeah, that's right.
He was on a 10-day. What they gave him the rest of the year, right?
No, they signed him to a 2-year deal.
They signed him to a 2-year deal.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
He got 1.7 next year, and then the year after that is I think
here it is.
option.
Okay.
They locked him in. They must have liked what they saw in him.
And this is the last year we're gonna have this name here. Oh my goodness, Joakim Noah. I'm so glad we're gonna have this.
I can't believe they still paying that dude.
I can't believe it either. But yeah, this is what we got, man. We don't have much to trade, so I can see what you being worried about. So there won't be, looking at that, there's not many trades you can make, unless you're not really going for anyone valuable. You know what I mean?
If let's say Luka Vildoza pans out, because I forgot about that for a quick.
Which I hope he does.
Let's say Luka Vildoza pans out, then we could go after the center. Right?
That's possible.
All you need is that wing, like you said, that big wing, Freezie. You need that wing, and then you get that scoring center.
Right.
I think if we do go for someone like that, a trade for a big center or a star, I don't think will happen in the offseason. I think it'll happen more right before the deadline, because we'd have to get some guys under contract, and they have to actually play with us through December, I believe, before we're allowed to actually trade them anyway. But we have to get some tradable pieces. The same thing we did with Mook. That was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. When you bring Mook here, he plays here for the first half of the season, and you get something for him. But hopefully in this case we won't be trading for a draft pick. We'd be trading for a player. But
what do you think about Enes Kanter, bringing him back?
Yeah, okay.
I like Enes. I like Enes.
I like him before he left.
As long as he's not a starter. He's not a starter on my team. You know what I mean? I can't bring him in as a starter.
Well, you bring him back to be the backup to Mitch again, to give that 1-2 punch.
He wasn't happy doing that.
He wasn't happy doing that before. He definitely wouldn't be happy doing it now.
He'd be like, he broke his foot all season. Y'all want me to play behind him?
Yeah.
He broke his foot all season.
No, but
it was a wrist, it was a foot. Like he gonna come back like, oh, and y'all gonna start him over me?
And he terrible in the pick and roll. Tibbs wouldn't play him. He terrible in the pick and roll.
Man, he would bench him anyway.
It was a turnstile. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was just, every time we put him in the pick and roll, it was like his feet.
Oh yeah, his MO definitely is not defense.
Oh my God.
I threw his name out there because I'm looking through the free agents list right now. There's not really anybody that could score. You talking about Georgie? Yeah, Georgie Jen is Dang, excuse me. He's one. Alex Len is another guy, but outside of that, there's not really anybody else here because most of the guys are just defensive kind of guys. Or Rashawn Holmes. I don't know if you think of him as a center.
I like him. I take him.
I like Rashawn Holmes.
He's almost like a Taj Gibson, just like a younger Taj Gibson almost.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
I like him because he's like a serviceable guy. He does everything he needs to do. He's not like super at anything, but he does everything, well.
Yeah, and then plus he the homie too. He the homie, man. Y'all remember he used to be the fourth string center in Philly when they had Joel Embiid, Nerlens Noel, Jahlil Okafor, Rashawn Holmes was the fourth center. Okay. And it was like, well, what? And it was like, yo, why y'all carrying four centers? And the coaching staff, everybody was like, yo, you can't cut this guy because he played too hard. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can't cut this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? The other dudes is lottery picks, but this dude here just walked in off the street. You know what I'm saying? And you can't cut him. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. And he's out there and he's doing well in Sacramento. I like watching him play, man. I
had him on my fantasy team. He was giving me numbers. He's all right with me.
Yeah,
I like him. I like him, man. I don't know.
You gotta like a dude that they give you 100% every game, bro. He out there playing like if he don't perform, he's gonna be back on the street. He's gonna be, driving the forklift at Lowe's if he don't perform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta like a dude like that.
Joe talk about Dwayne Dedmon.
I like him.
Everybody's been talking about him all offseason. Oh, we should have signed him if we were gonna do that, or whatever. I get it.
What does Dwayne Dedmon do well?
He's basically Mitchell Robinson.
He's a defender, yeah.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got Mitchell already.
He can shoot the three now, bro.
Oh, he can shoot the three now?
Oh, yeah?
And that's the other thing.
He added that three ball, bro.
But that's the thing they said Mitch got, but they just don't let him.
Right.
It looks ugly, man. It looks ugly.
And I've said this multiple times on this show. I don't know how much it's they don't let him or how much he's scared to take it because I don't know a man that can go out there for 3 years and someone's going to tell you don't shoot a shot and you're not in 3 years you're not going to take one of those shots.
You ain't going to take one like word. It's just like
let me see it once. Let me see you saying
mid-season talking about they ain't letting me play. What remember that? They ain't cutting me loose, so they not letting me play.
And then he tried to retract it, saying that I wasn't even talking about basketball.
That's the goofy stuff too that I don't really like about Mitch Robinson. The ghost tweets and stuff. Oh, I just tweeted that. Don't worry about what I said. Come on, man.
Yeah, he a comedian half the time, like an auction.
So, it's like junior high school stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I love Mitch. Like I said, there's something really magical about him and his ability. I don't think he's reached his full potential. I think injuries have keeping him from like this last season. I would have loved it for him to come back. That would have been great.
Especially in that series. I wanted to see him. I mean, like Joe said earlier, Capella didn't play as strong as he played
against
Mitch. Yeah, against Mitch. I mean, there was a game during the season. One of the games. I think they only played each other once this year, because of the injuries, and Capella was out for a while, I believe, early in the year. But I think the one game that they did play against each other, I think Capella had 12 and 12, and Mitch had 8 and 9. But I think we won that game regardless. It was just but just the presence of Mitch being there, the offensive rebounds. You're not just his presence. If Mitch is there, I don't see Trey just going at the basket, tossing up those floaters. Right. The way he is, he's adjusting that shot half of the time if Mitch is there, and that changes the series, But it was more than that. I think it was.
Think about this though. In that game one, and Trey Young hit, he throws up a floater over the top of Julius Randle. If Mitchell Robinson is in Julius Randle's spot, and Julius Randle is on the wing where Taj is,
in the fourth row.
Is that shot block? And then
he's in the fourth row.
And then
he's rebounding that thing.
Right. And then think about this. If we win that game in game 2 and we're up 2-0, what is our outlook in the playoffs like? Do we still lose the series to Atlanta?
It changes everything. It changes everything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
but
there was one thing
I gotta get out of here, man. My phone's about to die, and I'm out of town with the family, so I gotta run, man. So, yo, we definitely gotta get up. We definitely gotta get together, man. Maybe we can do some type of live meet up, something where we can, you know what I'm saying, do a collab, something like that, man. But
For sure.
I'll tell you, I'll shoot you my number.
Mhm.
You know, shoot you my number, and then we can work on something.
For sure, man.
Yeah, man.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
great,
thank you for coming through.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you for coming through, Freezie of the Blorange. How do you say it? Is it Blorange
Orange
Tears?
tears.
Orange Tears. I don't want to mess up
It's like the blue and orange tears that we be casting. We always losing, but you know what I'm saying.
It's different. It's different this time around. But thank you for coming on, man. We'll definitely link up again, bro.
For sure. Thank you for having me, man.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime you're welcome, fam.
All right,
peace.
Yeah, I want to mention that too, man. You guys, well, at least Apollo, you guys are on the same part of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to really get up with each other.
I didn't know he lived down here or somewhere. I didn't know where he lived, but
I don't know. I think he's in. I'm not sure exactly, but I know he's down south somewhere. I think
he did make a post earlier saying he was in Charlotte, and I hit him up. I said, "Y'all didn't know he was in Charlotte. I would have linked up with you earlier." But you know, he's out here with family and all of that. So he said next time we'll definitely link up. So, you know, he's definitely a cool dude, man. Definitely a cool dude. Looking forward to that.
So you hang out with him down there. I hang out with Joe up here. I got my man. Look, come on.
Yo,
y'all Knicks. Yeah,
y'all supposed to link up. Did you ever link up and go to the bar with them to the game?
I didn't, man. Things was going on.
I like beers too, man.
See, look.
Yeah, I like beers too.
I like beers too, man.
I do a couple beers. What's up? You know what I mean?
Listen, man, y'all. All the time, I tell you, if I was closer, there would be a whole lot of Knicks everything going on up there. If I was up there, but you know,
everything is open now, man. Everybody's wilding out here in New York City.
Just doing the fans is cutting up.
Yeah, they're getting crazy.
Everybody, this is what I told people, my coworkers, and all. I said, nah. First of all, I'm gonna let everybody go. Let's get all this wild shit out first. I'm gonna let them finish cutting up and getting stupid. Let them get used to being out again. Then I'm gonna come outside.
Then I come outside.
Yeah, because y'all acting crazy out there.
Crazy. They getting crazy out here.
Word.
But I mean,
it don't change. We still gotta get up. Be up on this side of things. I saw you took a picture over there at the in Brooklyn at the
Barclays.
At the Barclays Center. It's like it looked like something out of the spaceship looking joint.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Because when I first saw the building, I think I was on the Atlantic, and I was looking at it like, I was like, why is it brown? I was like, what? It looked like it's rusty.
Yeah, it's just a really bugged out. Because I mean, like if you're from the city, whatever, you know the area, and once you go over there, like what is this? You know, like it doesn't really fit. Because you go up one way. Yeah. It's like Clyde's. You know, you ever been to Clyde's?
Yeah,
I haven't been there.
Like Clyde's, it wants to be upper sophisticated kind of thing, and then it's a dive bar at the same time, and then there's a basketball court in the back. Then they got a DJ lounge in the back over there too. And you, like I said, then you got like bouncers all around, and then it's like a weird mix. They don't know what they want to do. So that's exactly what the whole Barclays Center is.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I took my pops there, which was the last time I took my pops there, who passed away now. That was years ago, and it was during the day. I took him there Father's Day. And there was a couple celebrities walking around in there, whatever the case. But I ain't see the whole basketball thing in the park. He had them outfits that he got, whether you like them or not is one thing. But he had the outfits out in the front, like you can see. I was like, why he got to have the outfits out in the front of the joint? The outfits. That's
his claim to fame. That's what.
Yeah, you know. That's
weird.
Maybe we should do a stint at Clyde's one time. Maybe we got.
That's another thing too. They don't like people recording in there. So if they catch you,
maybe we could just do us in there. Fuck.
Yeah,
that's fine with that. I mean, I definitely want to come up at some point. And I mentioned to Joe, a long time ago. I said when I do come up, we definitely gonna have to link up, get a drink or something. Like this gotta happen. So I do want to do something where I get everybody in one place, and we just
you come up this way, you have a drink with your brother first. We gonna have words.
First of all, that's the first place I'm going.
He knows that. Don't even try it.
He knows that. Come on.
Don't even try it. You know what I'm saying? You come up this way first. I don't want to hear nothing.
Every time I've come up to New York, your place was either the first or second place I've been to.
It's always the second or third. Don't even try it. You go see Tune first. Tune, who we come see first?
I saw Tune at your crib. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, what's the age difference between you guys?
9 years.
9 years. God damn.
You never think so.
Nah, you never think. Yeah,
Man.
that's cool.
What you thought it was? You thought it was more like 3 or 4?
Yeah, I thought it was like 3 or 4. That's how my kids are. My kids are well, the babies. They're 2 years apart.
Nah, man, it's why I used to change his diapers, man. We ghetto boys, so it was just like, the older brother got to change the younger brother diapers.
Listen, man, Mom told me all the time. She's like, I always have to keep Andre off you because y'all was always fighting. He was always trying to bully you. I'm like, I know. And then when I got bigger,
yeah, get what? What happened when you? Nah, I do have a story though. Did I tell a story before? We were someplace and we were on 125th Street. Mm-hmm. And I used to hit Joshua a lot. I used to always punch him and do all of this stuff to him because it was funny because my sister used to beat me up. So I just took that and I used to do the same thing.
They're like 4 or 5 years apart, so it was a little different.
Yeah, so it was a little different. My sister used to really beat me up, right? So I remember one time I was outside with somebody. It was me, Joshua, and somebody was standing in there. And I was like, oh, something was that way. And Joshua went like this. And I was like, and the dude was like, damn, Dre, you must be beating up your brother. Like, and I was just like, yeah, I was so embarrassed because I was like looking like, yo, I'm just pointing down the street. But he was like, and I was like, after that, I stopped. I remember you
told that story.
After that, it made me feel so dirty that somebody else was standing there thought I was beating my brother up so much. And I was like, if he thought it was coming, I must be hitting him too much too. And after that was it. Because in my head, I wasn't thinking like, yo, I beat my brother up all the time. But
it's sometimes I would do that. Like my son, like I'll sneak up on him sometimes. But I'll sneak up on him when he's not doing something. Like sometimes I'll sneak up on him, but I always catch him doing something he's not supposed to do. So anytime I sneak up on him and he's doing something, he automatically goes like this. Yeah. So I'd be like, I don't even. But half of the time I don't even be beating him. I don't really like hitting him because he'll cry before you even get to him, and he'll be like, "Yo, stop! Like just go into bed, just lay down." Because at this point, you already did your job, where you're already mad and upset and crying. So go ahead, just go lay down.
We super hands off with lyrics. So as soon as I walk up on her, I'll be going like this on purpose, and she'll just be like, I never hit her, so she's looking at me like, "What you gonna do? What you about to do?" Yeah. So it's like, all right, like, yo, here, take this Knicks hat. You got a new one.
You got a new one. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I'd be if I had a daughter. I'd probably never discipline her, so I don't even blame you at all.
Yeah, I don't even want to put that wish on my head, man. Because my wife she's still talking about having the next one. So if it's a girl, my life is over, bro. Oh, because you see now, you guys. I was just about to go like this. I hear the like, what the? You going to do a podcast? Oh shit! Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now I came out here, man. So if I had a daughter, forget it. But I'm gonna just be like, yo, you awake? What you doing? Like,
get it. It's a whole other thing. You know what I mean? It's a whole other set of fears. Yeah. Anytime my wife goes somewhere with my daughter, like I have the phone closed, I'll be like this. I don't even want to, it's just like, who's over there? She at the park. I'm like, you see people around you? Who's over there? Like, it's just like a whole other thing. So, but I ain't mean to mess up your show, Cap. You start talking about
it. Ain't my show, it's our show, boy. We Knicks fans, baby.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Right. So anyway, the other day, right? Nah.
Anyway, the other day, right?
The other day, right? We was outside.
Well, that's all a part of the Knicks experience, though, man. The Knicks fans are just not just Knicks all the time. The Knicks thing is a family thing. So
right, exactly.
The Knicks this I getaway. I got an excuse. I'm like, I'm doing a podcast. All right, I'll see you in a couple hours.
That's the only time you get the permission to just disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, you saw how the Atlanta fans look when they was leaving the arena. It's like they were leaving a church or something. Everybody's all uniform and like, wow, that was a great game. But like New York, like we won one game and like the whole city was going crazy.
Like, we outside. They had to go with the Spider-Man outfit on.
Yeah, he was going crazy. He was interviewing dudes and all that. That was crazy.
Fuck Trey Young. Y'all think we outside?
Yeah, we outside.
These dudes is on crack out here. I was like, I didn't know it was that crazy in New York. But after the pandemic.
People were.
That's the energy New Yorkers always want. I say this before we get out of here. That's the energy New Yorkers have always wanted, especially in the recent years, with the Knicks being where they've been. it's a feeling you've always had. Like, my earliest experiences and memories of watching the Knicks play was always, when we used to live in Harlem, and it was like, I think when we lived in Building 502 on 152nd, and moms would go to work, and you would just be watching the games all night. It was just, just different Knicks games that would be on, and it was like, that was the only time I really watched basketball. I didn't know what was going on. I see people running left and right, but that was my earliest memory. And you wasn't really watching much else. You would watch some. You were a Jordan fan, and that, and a lot of people don't like to say that as a Knicks fan, but so it happens.
I was a big Jordan fan, boy.
Yeah.
You couldn't care. But after he retired, I was like, oh, I just stick with the home team.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say a Chicago fan. Like, I ain't care about Chicago. It was Jordan that was like,
right, exactly. Same thing with me, because I was a T-Mac fan, as you know, for my entire life. But I didn't really care about the Magic or the Rockets when he was playing for them. My team was always my team, and I never really cared about mixing the two.
I was always going for the Knicks. It was just like when they played the Jordan, it was just like, all right. Sorry,
I'm glad I was young enough to not have to make that decision, so I don't got to feel no type of way about it.
Right.
So now I can say that I watched Jordan because I had to, because my brother was a big Jordan fan.
Yeah. But it was you almost couldn't. He had the sneakers. It was different. It was just like the whole culture.
The whole era. Yeah, the whole
NBA
era.
was Michael Jordan. I remember they used to say they would be like the Portland Trailblazers versus the Michael Jordan versus the Chicago Bulls, and I heard they do that a couple times.
Then you see him on every commercial. You watch the cartoons, and then sometimes I mean that he eat Wheaties and freaking Gatorades. Like,
he was the whole culture. He was
the first one that just really took over, and I think that was the thing that they said was he was the first guard that led a team all the way to a championship like that without any major big men on his team ever. Really, if you really look at it,
yeah, Bill Cartwright. Remember Bill Cartwright with that ugly shot? He used to be like, with the. Oh, I hated that. I hated that shot. I'm like, what are you doing?
That was crazy. But yeah, he was the first guy to do it as a star without the big man, and that's what made Jordan Jordan. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I mean, I think they compared Shaq's numbers to Jordan's numbers at some point. Of course, Shaq's numbers when he was at the top of his game with the Lakers was just outrageous because he was so big. You know what I'm saying? And he was just out there doing everything.
Yeah.
But seeing Jordan do it at that size, 6'6", jumping over everybody, and I saw a clip of him today. It was his first dunk attempt in the NBA, and he got laid out. And it was like his first dunk attempt could have been his last because he went up and the dude fouled him.
Oh, was that the one where he bent his foot backwards? And that's usually how dudes break their leg. No.
It wasn't that.
He had one of those.
Yeah, I think that was the injury that had him out for his first year or something like that.
No, they had one where they said they had. This dude, he has a YouTuber. He breaks down the film.
I remember.
He does the rewinds.
Yes.
And he was like, "How did Jordan land like this and didn't break his leg? Everybody who landed like this breaks their leg."
Yeah.
And they was like, Jordan didn't break his leg on that kind of landing.
That was crazy.
They won the championship. I think they beat Utah that year.
And I think that for his first dunk attempt, he went up and the guy fouled him. And it was somebody who was an older white dude. He probably didn't care for him at the time. It was like, yo, everybody's talking about this Jordan kid. He's not that special. So he went up, he tried to dunk on him, and he just threw his whole body up into him. So Jordan's legs went in the air, like vertical. And I'm like, oh, and he fell and he landed straight on his back. And I was like, oh, damn, that could have been real, real bad because he landed straight on his back.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that was crazy. But, he got up, he popped his head up, and he put his hand behind him. The dude gave him a 5, and that was cool. But, it's just he was so polarizing at that size for people to even be thinking about him like that. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. And, of course, he wasn't the first high flyer like that doing the tricks. Julius Erving was out there doing crazy stuff. And
I always feel like they'd be talking more about Clyde Drexler if it wasn't for Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, like we say about Melo. I mean, it's unfortunately his rival was the best player of his generation. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's just what it was.
Yeah, but he had the playoffs in the first round this year. Well, both of them were.
All right. Yeah, they both were. So they could share that.
I love it. I don't know why, but I love LeBron being out the playoffs, the Lakers being out the playoffs in the first round.
Give us a different look. He's been there, 9, 10 straight years or whatever?
If you look at, I think they said it's the first finals that we won't see LeBron and Steph Curry since 2010.
Wow.
I'm like, geez, we've been watching them for that long.
2010 is a long time ago. Can you imagine that?
Long time. That's 11 years, bro.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there's an asterisk on the Lakers championship last year?
I don't want to say that because I'd sound like a hater, but I mean, I do think that them, not just them, anyone who would have won, and I don't want to say the Lakers. I think anyone who would have won last year, there would have been an asterisk next to.
It's a bubble chip.
Yeah,
first time ever. So
that's how I feel. I feel like it's one of those joints where it's like no crowd, nothing. It's just like things are very different. I felt like they performed well for the bubble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis got his first one. I think that's it for him. LeBron is only declining after this. AD is always going to be injury prone.
Always going to be injury prone.
So now they have to do what the Nets did and just go fishing for stars. They going to try to get CP3 over there, maybe.
That's not happening. If they didn't get him now, they definitely not going to get him. It's over.
They're going to try to go get him. They're going to try to get somebody else.
They're going to try. CP3 already denied them because he could have chose where he wanted to go this year, and he chose to go to the Phoenix Suns. Even though it was a trade, they gave him.
It was a trade, though.
Yeah, but they gave him the option to make the decision.
He was like, no, I'm going to stay right here. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. Watch this.
No, not the Suns. It was OKC. OKC gave him the option to go wherever he wanted to go.
Oh, then he went, because he was.
And then he said, "I want to go to Phoenix." And then
because
he could have went
to something.
Yeah, he could have went to LA, but he just didn't want to. And also, he did say something along the lines of, "I don't want to go somewhere where."
Wait, did he just finish his boy? That was him that finished him.
Yeah, that
was the Suns that just booted him.
Yeah, that was him.
I know he felt good about
and they're 3-0 right now in the series at the end, which is crazy. They're about to be. If they sweep the Nuggets, that's crazy.
I mean, you could always say Denver ain't got their guy.
Wait, who would they have to play?
After this, they got to play the Utah Clippers.
Oh, Utah Clippers in there. This series. Wait, what is the score of that? It's
92-106 LA. 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that Kawhi wasn't gonna come in and lose this game.
Well, it ain't over yet, Cat.
Yeah, they're gonna make it a series.
That game's not gonna be over.
But there's 7 minutes 40 seconds left. They only down.
They're down 14. They're down 14.
No.
They're down 14 points.
What number you got on your screen?
It's 106-92.
Yeah.
They're down 14.
Yeah, they down 14.
Yeah, all right. They down 14 in the fourth quarter. I mean, anything can happen. It's the NBA, but we're talking about Kawhi and
Paul George.
I mean, like I said, anything can happen. Because I'm not gonna put any faith in those guys because these guys have shown me that they can be unreliable at some times anyway. So I'm not gonna do that. But they do have a defensive team. I do think this is gonna be a long season, a long series. So whoever loses this series, whoever wins this series is gonna have a tough time beating Phoenix after putting all they can into every game this series because it looks like Phoenix might get that sweep. To be honest with you, not even a gentleman's sweep, like a clean regular sweep, just get them out of there. So, I don't know, man, but hopefully we got some more news coming out. When is the draft? I think it's July 29th.
Yeah, July 29th. It's a long time from now.
And they said the season going back to the regular schedule next season.
I like that because that means that's going to be a shorter off season. Well, I don't know if I like it that much then.
They stick in the summer league back in there too. Summer league's gonna be in there some kind of way.
Yeah,
because I think like the beginning of August.
They talked about Obi and Obi Quickly and Vildoza playing in the
I want to see this Vildoza.
I want to see this kid, man. I want to see how good he is.
Yeah.
So they're back up by 14. But anyway, any more news comes out, we will be here. We're gonna try to bring something to you at least once or twice a week because there's no game, so we gotta wait for some news. But other than that, I'm gonna start doing some more things, even on TikTok, to see if I can keep things going. Because it's dry when there's other basketball going on, and it's not just the off season, and trades can be talked about and freely and all of that. So up until then, we're gonna try to get something going out for y'all. I know Eru got a lot going on. He is.
I need some sleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need some freaking sleep.
Yo, let us go get some sleep, Cat. Word.
Yo, whenever you guys
he's been doing a lot.
Yeah, whenever you guys see me doing podcasts, man, just like a normal person, like normal people wouldn't be doing podcasts, under the conditions that I be doing it under. Man. So yeah, but
I'm
it's
not
still
gonna
fun,
lie.
man.
Last night I signed on. I think I got one of my computer was watching something on YouTube, and then I saw you were just live, and then I just missed it. You had State on last night, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had just missed it. I just missed
State
it.
is another one, man. We try to link up around 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that shit always ends up being like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'm like, God, State, you're killing me, man. You know?
Yeah, State is another one, man. He's been coming around. He's starting to listen to the right guys a little bit more, so he's not as erratic as he used to be.
Yeah, that's why I
State's
like
my
talking
guy.
to him, man. You know, he's a little off the cuff, man. But you guys are more scientific with it, and State is just like but he's really smart. That's why I like him. That's what I like about him too.
Smart dude as well. Very smart dude. Very smart
Yeah.
dude. But all right, man, that's all I got. Dre, you got anything you want to end off with until next time?
Nah, man, I'm just out here doing my thing. I be writing a couple little rhymes here and there, having fun with it online.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
My
got some.
bro don't hit me up, don't want to talk to me no more like type. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, speaking of, how's the family? I know y'all was sick last week. How's it? Y'all
Oh
feeling
man,
better?
that was whack. I missed Thursday and Friday at work. So now we still in that phase. We scared to eat. You know, we just ate just now. Like now, I don't feel nothing. So I came home Wednesday. Start coming up. I ain't throw away. You know, I feel like a kid when I throw up. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, it's like,
it's just like, yeah, you just feel vulnerable. With like, what's this? So my daughter had it first. She gave it to Joy, and I don't know. You know what I mean? So now we like trying to rub everything down because Joy said she talked to your wife, and so I was like, yeah, because she's what happened? JoJo had it, and then he kept catching it.
Yeah,
so it's like, you know, it might be if it's bacteria, you gotta watch. So all of that.
Yeah. Something's going around in New York City though. You're not the only one. Cause State was complaining about the same thing.
Food poisoning. Yeah, because I was wondering. I was like, baby, I said, because yo, Kat, we went to Tone's joint, and I was like, Joy, Lyric was in the pool, and I saw her swallow. So she took some water in at the pool. You know, we were standing right there, and so I was like, yo, she probably took something in that water. I don't know. You know, when she
took chlorine would have cleared all that.
But that's what Joy said. But I was like, yeah, but if the drink fresh, what if she caught it at the same? You know, you thinking all kinds of crazy shit. What if she got in the water at the same time?
What if the drink fresh? What
if it came off or something and jumped at the same time? So I meant to ask Tone if anybody got sick off his party, but I didn't get a chance to ask him. Because like you said, you were like, I'm wondering if other people got this joint.
Yeah, it's going around. Some guys on my job too. They call out this week because
get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, well, that's you got to continue to be careful, man. These people, a lot of people don't know how to keep themselves sanitary, and I've realized that I'm not concerned of how sanitary I can be. I just know that, which is a part of the reason why I'm scared to send my son back to school all willy-nilly so fast, because I'm not sure how sanitary these kids are going to be around, and I don't know how people with bad habits raise their kids and don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Josh, everywhere I go, I did a photo shoot for my man son. I went to Tune Party. It's always somebody got their kid with snot hanging out their nose. Always. I'm like, yo, keep these motherfuckers in the house or keep them on your lap. Something like, you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't, the kids, they want their kids to have fun too. Everybody want a break.
Yeah,
it's not just the kids too. It's not just the kids, man. Because I be seeing grown-ups still coughing like this, with their tongue out their mouth. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like the tongue out.
I be at work with the mask. You know how like you be at work and you have it down here because you're talking or whatever. Then somebody start coughing, you be like, you pulling that joint up and you moving away. Like, what you doing?
Like you're just more aware of it now.
Pulls his mask down to cough. I'm like, what you doing?
Yeah, I don't want to cough in the mask. That's the whole point of the freaking mask. Yeah, crazy, man. Like, you're more aware of it now because of the whole thing now. So that when people do stuff, you're like, yo, did you really just do that? Like, what the hell?
Like, that's all. Yeah. I'm never going to not wear his mask.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I this made me feel comfortable with a mask. Like, you know what I mean? Now, if I at any point, if I want to pull a mask out, I can do that, and nobody gonna look weird, look at me any kind of way. Because now at this point, I just want to make sure that I'm good. Now, they do say that these things don't necessarily protect you from, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's something to it, man. Because I got seasonal allergies, and I haven't had no breakout or no sinus infection or nothing in like 2 years, man.
That nigga,
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
can't never be too safe.
I feel
yeah.
you.
I mean, they gotta hit you with one of these like this.
Hand
Yeah,
sanitizer too,
they
man.
got the sanitizer right there.
Yo, I'm not gonna front. I seen y'all post it, and I said, yeah, that's dope. I said, but I realized after a while,
It don't
like,
steam up. Look.
no, not even that. I think
Oh.
I like the regular mask because sometimes I talk a lot of shit behind my mask, and I don't want people to see me
You
talking
know what
shit.
people say? You be like,
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, like sometimes I walk past somebody and they don't open the door.
Like, oh,
Like,
here come this motherfucker right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like, come on, what you talking about?
yeah. You be told
You
you
said, you
that's
know,
what I love about the mask. It cover you up. But you know what I don't like about these? When you do cough in your joint, when the regular joint, you don't see it. But when you cough in this joint, you see all the splatter on there. So it
flat
look
on there. They be like,
yeah, he's in there coughing, and your lip rubbing up
Like-
against it.
Like you got a booger. You got a booger.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
where's
booger
where's
on
it?
the side.
All over there.
Yeah. That's why. That's the only thing I don't like about that is when you see all of that.
Yeah.
This joint is assuming you ain't gonna cough or sneeze during the day.
yeah. But all right, man, that's really all we got for y'all. Like I said, we'll be back if we got some more news, and you know, that's really all we're waiting for. Hopefully, we have we're going to see a finals that we haven't seen before. Finally, two teams that we haven't seen. So I'm looking forward to that, and this won't be a bubble one, so maybe they'll take it serious or something like that. But we'll have fans in the building and all that, so it'll be exciting. But as always, we're more excited about what our Knicks are going to be able to do as the offseason comes along. It's still going to be more news, and hopefully we can keep some staff around, and they'll get pulled away in different directions there as well. Neither, but as far as that, I think Chris gets his ring this year. I think so too. I mean, I don't know.
I hope so because I don't want to see Brooklyn win, man.
I want to see Brooklyn beat Milwaukee, but I don't want to see them win the whole thing.
Word. I don't want to see them win the whole thing. I mean, I would love to see Chris Paul get his ring this year.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he deserves a ring. I think him versus Kyrie, I think that's a matchup. Him versus Kyrie, and then you got
Booker and Harden.
Booker. I mean, that's if James Harden plays. He hasn't been playing.
Yeah.
So,
and they got wings over there in Phoenix too to just at least throw defensive matchups at Durant and stuff to force him to play.
Yeah. They got Crowder. They got Mikal Bridges, who's been stepping it up this year. You know what I'm saying? That was somebody.
That kid stepped up big, boy.
He was also in the Kevin Knox draft as well. That was somebody I wanted, but I think Philly picked him up right before we had the option to, and then they traded him to Phoenix. But he's finally come out of the shell. He's starting to play the game that everybody thought he would play, which is a two-way guy and 3 and D kind of player. So, that's a fun team. It's a fun team. But that's it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Chris gets his ring this year. That's the only team.
I mean, the Nets still got KD and Kyrie, so you can't. As much as you hate them, these dudes already got the chips. They already know what time it is.
It's hard for them. It's hard for them to be stopped, especially KD. Half the time, he's 6 feet taller than whoever he's guarding anyway. So he just pulls up and shoots over.
So KD is nice. We can hate on him, but the nigga is nice.
Yeah.
He might need to cut his hair off, but the nigga nice.
He just needs to go bald. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the avocado look ain't a good look.
The avocado look. But all right, man. Y'all have a good one. And like we always say, till next time, y'all.
Yo, till next time.
Man.
Peace, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Of course, bro. Anytime. As always, go check out the Die Knicks podcast. And like I said, he's busy not getting no sleep, man. So y'all gonna see him doing a whole lot out there. All right. So y'all have a good one, man. Peace.
Word.